Okie dokie. So, start off this morning standing. Okay? So really ground yourself, standing up nice and tall in mountain pose. And just bring your hands down by your sides. And take some deep breaths. Ground your feet down into the floor. And just shine the top of your head up to the sky. Think of that arc line really radiating out. Eyes are closed. And just pushing your feet down into the earth. Deep, deep breaths. Feeling super, super grounded, super strong on this day. And the body can be a little bit stiff and a bit creaky this early in the morning, so we're going to move it really gently. So take the feet a little bit wider apart and just gently sway from side to side. Just loosening up the hips. And then take the arms up wide, up to about shoulder level, and just twisting them here. And then take them all the way up and twist from here. And then come to the front, bring your feet a little closer together, grab hold of one wrist, and stretching right over to the side, floating palm, trying to keep your weight even in both your feet. And then coming up and going the other way, over we go. And then stretching up tall. Lower the arms, and we're going to take sun salutation. So I'm just turning to the side. So coming into mountain pose, first of all, bring your hands to prayer. Take a deep breath in. And breathe out. And then breathe in, stretch up high. Breathe out, bending forward, taking it nice and gently. First one of the day, so nice and gently. So I'm always a long way from the floor first thing in the morning. And then come to a half lift, stretching out the spine, giving the hips a little bit of movement. And then take your hands down, stretch back into plank and be strong and lifted here, getting some energy into the shoulders. Take yourself down through chaturanga, hovering across the floor, and then lifting yourself slowly into a gentle, gentle cobra. Shine your heart forward, pushing the tops of the feet down into the mat. And then press through the toes, coming into downward dog. Let's just walk through, stretching through the backs of the legs. Head is upside down. Crown of the head pointing towards the floor, looking at your toes. And then just come to be still, stretching those heels towards the floor. Stretch through your shoulders, deep breath. Bend your knees, bring your feet forward and hand down. And then breathing in, stretching up tall. And breathing out, hands back to prayer. And again, breathing in up. Breathing out, down. Half a lift. Hands to the mat, step back. And lower down through chaturanga into cobra. And down dog. And from here, just slowly lower your knees. Coming into cat-cow. So we're just going to drop the spine, drop the tummy, look up. And then curving the spine the other way, look underneath. And up, breathing in. And out, looking underneath. Looking up, breathing in. And looking underneath. And then we're going to start to move it. So as you come through cat, so you lift your spine to the ceiling, drop your bottom down to your feet, and then you're going to keep your chin low to the ground as you snake through, lifting up into cow pose, back into cat, and bottom down, and snaking through into cow. So getting a little bit more movement in that spine this morning. I always believe that the body heals through movement. We are a lovely collection of moving, vibrating cells. So when we need to get clarity, movement really clears the mind, not extra thought. Okay, we're going to extend this now. So we're going to come back into our child's pose, snaking all the way through, chin close to the floor, lifting yourself up into cobra or up dog, and then back through through cat, and then through child's pose, and snaky snake through, and back. And then just coming back onto your heels and just sitting in rock pose here for a moment. Rest your hands on your thighs. Spine is tall. And we're going to do some spinal flexes. So arching the spine forwards and back. Lots and lots of focus on our spine, especially first thing in the morning. It's the great messenger of the body. We really want to look after the spine, keep it nice and bendy. And then come to the centre. And come back onto hands and knees, back through downward dog. Another lovely stretch here, pushing those hands down into your mat, pushing your feet into the mat. And then we're going to step forward with the right foot. And slowly bringing yourself up into warrior one. So turning that back foot down, so the heel is down. Let me just swivel this way, so that my back isn't to the camera. So your right foot is forward, back foot down. Face your hips towards your right, arms up, bending into that knee. Really getting the strength of this foundation pose. Pushing those feet down, hips are swiveled, stretching those arms up. Breathe deeply here. And then taking it into warrior two. So extending through those arms, just double check that arm behind you, that it's not swaying or up or down, it's directly out from those hips. Feeling that energy from your palms down into the ground. And then turning your right palm up, and let's take it all the way up to the ceiling. Stretching up, but still grounding down with those legs, pushing down with your legs. And then come back through warrior two. Lower your arms, and I'm just going to swivel my feet, but you can swap your legs over so that you've got the left leg in front. Check the position of those feet again. Hips and shoulders towards the left now. Left leg, nice, strong bend. Take those both arms up to the ceiling. So your legs are really grounded, your arms are reaching up towards the sky. Pushing down with those feet. Deep breaths. And then into warrior two. Left arm forward, right arm back. Feel that energy from your palms going down towards the earth. And then turning your left palm up, take it up to the ceiling. And then swiveling the hands all the way over, taking them down towards the ground. And then bring yourself back through plank, chaturanga, up dog or cobra, whatever's good for you today. And then just pop yourself back into child's pose, stretching through that spine. And lifting your head up. And as it's early in the morning, it would be churlish not to do something lovely for our hips this morning. So come onto your bottom. We're going to take fire log pose. And fire log pose for some people is feels really comfortable, really easy. For others, it's a little struggle. So what I want you to do, so what we're doing with the legs, I'm using the front of my mat as a guide, and the shins are parallel with the front of the mat, and the feet are flexed. So I have one leg here, and the other leg comes directly on top. So the ankle on top of knee, knee on top of ankle. Now you can see there's quite a gap between my knee and my ankle. It is a bigger gap in the morning. In the evenings when I do this, it's a lot smaller. But feel that, okay? Once you get into the pose, you can kind of feel like there's something really going on with the hips, and my hips are very tight in the morning. So sitting up tall. Now you can either, this is enough for me, and I'm going to sit here and just breathe into this, but if you want to take yourself forward because you want to get more into those hips, then do so. Make sure both your feet are flexed to protect your ankles, and also it just increases more of a stretch around the outside of the hips. And just be here and breathe into that. Okay, we're going to swap sides now. So, other leg goes up at the bottom. Remember to keep those shins parallel to the front of your mat. Knees at right angles, feet at right angles. Woo. And just come to whatever position you want to be in, whether you want to be upright or whether you want to be forward. Totally up to you. I just love feeling that release in the hips, especially first thing in the morning. It's getting colder, my body is obviously getting older. And for women especially, we hold so much emotion and stress around the hips, which is why pigeon pose and this one phyllo pose can make us feel quite emotional as we're releasing shit that's going on, releasing what's going on in our heads and our hearts. It's good to release. Okay, bringing your feet into butterfly pose, so bring the soles of the feet together. Holding on to those toes, just push those knees down. Okay, so we're going to come into a little meditation now. So I want you to bring yourself into easy pose or any comfortable seated position. Whatever feels good for you. If you're happier in lotus, come into lotus. If you want to stick a pillow under your hips or a bolster. And there are a couple of meditations we can do to really clear the arc line, to help us with our clarity, to make sure that we are working under our own desires and not somebody else's. We're not being influenced by others. I want you to imagine that you are sprinkling yourself with water. So you've got little cups of water and you're throwing that water over your shoulders. Make sure your hands come by your ears. That's important. It's not just they actually come up and over. And we're going to use the mantra today, Wahe Guru. Okay, Wahe Guru, but you roll the R in Guru. Wahe means wonder or wow, and Guru means to learn. So, or to teach. So it means like wow, to learn. But what it also does, what I find, is that by chanting, it stimulates the thousands and thousands of nerve endings in the mouth that connect to the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland and all that's going on in the brain that's really, controlling our hormones and our nervous system. And so it helps to calm. It helps to clear. So the meaning, for me, is irrelevant. even though it's a lovely meaning, but it's the power of the sound therapy that is so vital. So, Waheguru, 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 and then on the fourth one it's Wahegeo, okay? So close your eyes. I invite you to just go dreamy and go along with this and keep the movement going. And at any time that you find your mind start to wander, or you find your mind going, oh, my arms are aching, this is so hurty, I invite you to carry on, and you will break through those barriers, you'll break through those pains, okay? So, are we ready? And Waheguru, 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 Wahegeo, 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 Waheguru,
Waheguru, Waheguru, Waheguru, Waheguru, Waheguru, Waheguru, Waheguru, Waheguru, Waheguru, Waheguru, Waheguru, Waheguru, Waheguru, Waheguru.